the governor of Mississippi there, Tate Reeves. Now, a U.S. judge has granted former President Donald Trump's request to appoint a special representative to review documents seized by the FBI from his Florida home. The order comes despite objections from the Justice Department. The move is expected to slow the pace of the department's investigation into the presence of top-secret documents at Mr. Trump's Mar-a-Lago home. Well, for more on the significance of this development, let's cross live to Washington and speak to Arise U.S. correspondent Eric Ham. Good to see you, Eric. So a judge grants Donald Trump's demands for a special master, as the Americans call it, to oversee the case into the handling of classified materials. Assess for us the import of that, because some have suggested that it's simply throwing sand in the gears. Right, I'm afraid, Eric, we can't hear you there. I think a few knobs need to be fiddled with to get your audio up, but we could see you. So hopefully we'll be able to reconnect with Eric. But the question, of course, is his assessment of the import of that development. A judge granting Donald Trump's demand for a special master to oversee the case into his handling of classified materials, whether or not it's important. And Eric, I understand we've got your audio. Apologies for that. Shall we pick up from where we left off? What's your assessment of the import of this development?
Well, certainly, Charles, here in the United States, in Washington, this is seen as a stunning ruling by the judge, because simply what it does is it basically says that the Justice Department, the top law enforcement agency in the United States, simply does not have a right at this point to investigate criminal activity. Not only criminal activity, but also a breach in U.S. national security. So what the judge has done is she has delayed the investigation, saying that many of these documents cannot be used in this criminal investigation of the former president. However, what she did do was allow for the Office of the Director of National Intelligence to continue their assessment of the documents that were taken from the former president. And while all this is taking place, we're now learning that, of course, the special master will have to be appointed. No one at this point knows who the special master will be or how long it will take to get this person in place. Also, at this time, Charles, we have not gotten a decision from the Justice Department if, in fact, they plan to appeal this decision by this judge. But it's also important to note that this judge that made this ruling, this is a judge who actually went outside of the special magistrate or the judge who was being used to oversee both the search warrant into Donald Trump's Florida home, where these documents were seized. And many believe that Trump's lawyers actually went judge shopping. And so they went and found a judge that does not have the jurisdiction of this case. And also, we know this is a judge who was appointed by the former president during his tenure in office.
Nevertheless, at this stage of developments, Eric, can it be said that this is a blow to prosecutors and a win for Mr. Trump? Because the former president had asked for this special master, but prosecutors had strongly opposed it.
Well, Charles, this is seen as more of a bad precedent that is being set by this judge. In terms of what it means for the investigation into Donald Trump, I spoke with my sources over at the Department of Justice, and they say, while this is certainly a blow in terms of the precedent that it sets going forward, this is only a minor delay into the investigation into Donald Trump at this time. And of course, if in fact the Justice Department decides to appeal this case, that is certainly their right. But again, the Justice Department made clear that there was no need for a special master because they had already gone through an independent review of the documents that the former president had absconded with. And so they simply do not see the need for this special master. So even if one is actually selected, the Justice Department believes that the delay would only be minor and that the case would go forward even after a special master is put in place.
Meanwhile, Eric, Mr. Trump continues to deny any wrongdoing, arguing that as president he had declassified all the documents and that they were kept securely at Mar-a-Lago. I mean, did he have the power to declassify those documents as president? We've got less than a minute.
Well, Charles, the quick answer is no, he does not, because these are top secret, secure, classified, and compartmentalized documents. No president actually has the right to do that without oversight. And of course, many of the documents that he claims that he declassified, we're told that they simply were not. And clearly, this is something that will have to be adjudicated in a court of law.
Eric, thanks ever so much. Eric Ham, Arise US correspondent, talking to me there from Washington.